Welcome back. Some of the residents who lost their homes in the Durban floods will soon get keys to new properties. New houses are being built. eThekwini Deputy Mayor Philani Mavundla has been inspecting the progress in Wyebank. One mother whose house is being rebuilt lost 4 of her children when floodwaters washed her home away. Heidi Giokos is following the story for us. She joins us now live. So Heidi, a very tragic family for this mother who lost her children. Just tell us more about how she's feeling now seeing her house being rebuilt.
Shahan, it's such a tragic story. I mean, hearing this and hearing many other stories of what families went through because of the KwaZulu-Natal floods, it's truly tragic. And this particular story is also really tragic because the mother and father were out. They were at work, and what happened was, it seems as though the house where their 4 children were inside, some were sleeping, some were getting ready for the day, that house was completely washed away together with their 4 children inside. So truly tragic. And of course, them losing their children, they also have nowhere to stay. They're currently being housed by a neighbor, which makes it very difficult for them because they've lost everything. They also don't have a house to stay in. And the Deputy Mayor of eThekwini, Philani Mavundla, has come together with other businesses to try and assist families that have been affected. The downside to this, even though the family is very grateful, is that they cannot stay in Claremont where their house was washed away. They have to stay in Wyebank, which is quite far from Claremont, but that's where the municipal land is available, and this is where the sponsors have come together to try and build a house. We got a chance to speak to Masitole earlier today, and of course very distraught, not able to say much, but let's listen into what she had to say.
Ngezwe sengifonelwa sekuthiwa ngiphuthume kuwe isonto lawe lapha kwendlu ebehlala kuyona ngoba imali ingane zami ezo4. So ngibhlungu kakhulu ngento eyenzeka ngoba bese ngineminyaka ngihlala lapha. Kodwa ke inkinga ngengikwazi ukukhuluma kakhulu kwamanje ngisebhlungu kakhulu.
So the Deputy Mayor Philani Mavundla helping by providing new homes for not only the Sithole family, but others as well.
Yes, so this is a massive project that the Deputy Mayor is embarking on together with business owners, NGOs and any other sponsor that's willing to come in. He's alluded to the fact that sometimes people are forgotten and neglected after such devastation, and because of the very strict processes and regulations that government has to adhere to, especially because this is declared a national state of disaster, it might take months before homes are rebuilt. And this is, of course, going to be very complicated and difficult for many families that have lost so much. So this is where businesses are coming in to try and assist as much as possible and provide that relief. What's encouraging here, Shahan, is that municipal land has been identified to try and assist families and to try and assist the rebuilding. What they're trying to avoid is rebuilding at areas where previously there was severe flooding and damage to property. So this is why the Deputy Mayor is saying this is where the particular land has been allocated, but also where municipal land has been made available. It's not only the Sithole family, but it's a number of other families, and still counting, where they have absolutely nothing left, and they desperately need help from the municipality. Let's listen in on that.
We have been very bad to our own people. There are more people who live in the informal settlement. Furthermore, if you look at what happened in April, some of the people who lost their homes are homes that was built by us as a government at the wrong places. And those houses were washed away. Now we got to a stage where we can't be crying forever. It's time to rebuild. We decided that let's do that. So what we've done, we've spoken to a number of business people in the construction industry to say to them, listen, you've benefited so much. Can you plow back to your own people? And they were great. So they had the site where we are today. We're just building one house for the Sithole family. As you have said, their story is very bad. They lost 4 kids. So we're building this house for them. Around this area here, we've got about 6 sites that the municipality have managed to make available. That's where we're going to build, and we've got the people who are going to build.
The Deputy Mayor also calling on business to assist where possible.
Yes, Shahan, I think this is definitely going to be a collaboration between governments, businesses, the private sector and NGOs to try and assist as many people as possible. As I alluded to earlier on, the processes that need to be followed are very lengthy, and sometimes, people who have lost so much and are so desperate to start rebuilding don't understand that. For example, in Tongaat, when we were there in this week, they all want their water back, but they don't understand how the water plant was completely destroyed because of the floods, and that's going to cost over 60 million rand. National Treasury is going to have to approve and allocate that funding to be directed there so that water plant can be rebuilt. The same thing here. Houses, informal settlements, they all want their space back and their homes back. That's going to take some time. So this is why NGOs and businesses are coming together. We actually got a chance to speak to one of the sponsors. He was on site. He owns a construction company. He saw the devastation of Masitole, and he decided to sponsor her whole house once it's completed. So all the furniture, whatever she needs, appliances, whatever she needs, together with her husband, just so that they can feel some kind of comfort, despite the fact that they've lost all 4 of their children. Let's listen in on that.
I will also be making calls to my colleagues and my other business associates to come together, because we know that there are a lot of families that were affected by the floods, and the current situation that they are facing, it really needs us to come together as a business community to assist them by rebuilding their homes, rebuilding their lives, and just getting on with their lives. As much as it won't be the same, but we just need to try as a business community.
So Heidi, weather forecasters also predicting more heavy rain for eThekwini and surrounding areas.
Yes, Shahan, very worried about that. Of course, the Deputy Mayor, we asked him the question about whether or not this weather forecast is going to hamper their plans and construction with rebuilding the homes, and he did say it's a high possibility that that could possibly happen. This morning I woke up, I was wearing a short sleeve jumpsuit. I've got my jacket on now, and I actually think I need my bigger ENCA jacket because the weather has changed in the last 3 to 4 hours dramatically, and you didn't have any clouds in the sky. Today there were a few clouds, and now it's while it's dark now, it was overcast just before it got dark. So it shows you how the weather's changing completely, and we're just hoping that even though there's a 100% chance of rain tomorrow, according to the weather forecast, we're just hoping that it's not going to be anywhere near what happened in April with those terrible floods and the torrential rain. So, of course, everybody's on high alert. The Deputy Mayor indicating that alerts have been sent out to everybody living near rivers or wherever else and were previously affected. And it's going to be concerning because where we were today in Wyebank, you actually saw many houses that are still standing but were seriously impacted by the floods. And many are saying, should there be more rain, they're not sure whether or not those houses are still going to be standing. So everybody's been warned to be on high alert, especially where the floods impacted previously, and to just be very careful and not take risks. You're seeing many people still trying to get onto bridges that were previously damaged by the floods in April, trying to get onto those bridges now. So hopefully nobody will be taking that risk, and hopefully the rains will not be too bad.
All right, we're going to leave it right there. Heidi Giokos is in Durban.